Going to sing it as a round, so I'll start and Mike will then start this half. We'll sing it through once all together and then twice as a round. Okay? And rise if you're willing and able.
Good morning. These words are from a dear friend, Andrew Mole. All that we share is sacred. As we gather together, we remember when you share with me what is most important to you, that is where listening begins. When I show you, I hear you. When I say your life matters, this is where compassion begins. When I open the door to greet you, that is where hospitality begins. When I venture out to bring you shelter, this is where love begins. When I risk my comfort to ease your suffering, when I act against hatred, violence, and injustice, this is where courage begins. When we experience the full presence of each other because of our shared humanity, because of our differences, this is where holy gratitude begins. May this place be a table that is not complete until all are welcome. May this table be a space of beauty where together we create a series of miracles and where all that is shared is sacred. Our chalice is lit. May it be so.
We bid you welcome. We do not ask what you believe or expect you to think a certain way, but only that you try to live a kindly, helpful life with the dignity proper to a human being. Welcome all who believe religion is wider than any sect and deeper than any set of opinions. Welcome all who might find in our friendship strength and encouragement for daily living. My name is Jessica Sanchez, and I am the service leader today. My pronouns are she and her. Thank you for spending your Sunday morning with us, whether enjoying the service in person or watching online. We are very grateful to have Kiana Dene Perkins in our pulpit today. I'll tell you a little bit more about Kiana Dene a little bit later in the service. And I'd also like to extend a special welcome to any visitors today. After the service, we invite you to stay for coffee and conversation downstairs in our reception hall. Joys and sorrows will be shared later in the service. You can come to the microphone. There's also a number that you can text in the second page of the order of service that I can read for you. Mentioning phones, if you wouldn't mind, please taking a moment to silence your phones, but we also would encourage you, if you'd like to share your presence here with us on social media, that'd be great. So right now we're going to go to our religious education coordinator, Corey Cortez, as she leads us in a message for all ages. And then we are going to, when the message for all ages is complete, we're going to do number 414 from the Gray Hymnal as we sing the children to their classrooms.
Good morning. So, we have been talking about gifts of our faith this year, and this month we are talking about the gift of liberating love. And we know that liberate means to free. So, I will be talking with, me and the other volunteer teachers will be talking with our children about what liberating love looks like. And then all of you in service will be talking about radical love, and I think you'll see that it's very much goes hand in hand. So we will be reading a book about a school that very much has this liberating radical love and a comforting love as well. Whoops, let me just get this ready here.
I'm going to sneak over here real fast so I can see the story as well.
And the book is called All Are Welcome. Get rid of the scan here. There we go. By Alexandra Penfold, and the illustrations are by Suzanne Kaufman. But first I'm going to ask any kids that want to come up and see, get kind of a closer look. You can come up. There's this whole row here, or you could sit down here, over here. You want to see over here, you want to see the pictures. So if you want to either sit in the first row here or down here. Dominic, you want to sit over here so you can see the pictures? Can you see the pictures there? Yes. Okay, wherever you can see the pictures. Has anybody read this book before? Heard of this book before? Yeah? Okay. Okay. Do you want to go grab some headphones real quick? In the back? Oh, perfect. Okay. All right. You got it all set. All right. All are welcome here. Pencils sharpened in their case. Bells are ringing. Let's make haste. School's beginning. Dreams to chase. All are welcome here. No matter how you start your day, what you wear, when you play, or if you come from far away, all are welcome here. In our classroom, can't read that. There we go. Safe and sound. I got to back it up a little bit because I couldn't see the words. Fears are lost and hope is found.
You could literally just turn it down.
I could, you're right. Raise your hand. Oh, we'll go around. All are welcome here. Gather now, let's all take part. We'll play music. We'll make art. We'll share stories from the heart. All are welcome here. Time for lunch. What a spread. A dozen different kinds of bread. Pass it around till everyone's fed. All are welcome here. Open doors, rush outside. We will swing, we will slide. We'll have fun, side by side. All are welcome here. We're part of a community. Our strength is our diversity. A shelter from adversity. All are welcome here. We will learn from each other. Special talents will uncover. There's a big world to discover. All are welcome here. The drums, they're playing the drums. So much to learn, so much to do. And when the busy day is through, can't wait to come back. Start anew. All are welcome here. Head for home to get some rest and greet tomorrow ready and fresh. Our time together is the best. All are welcome here. You have a place here. All different kinds of people. All welcome here. You and you and you and you and you are welcome here.
We don't go to school.
And that's okay.
Well, almost. 8 hours.
But let me ask you this. Is there a place that you go to where you feel welcome? Anybody? Does anybody feel that way when they come here? I hope so, because
The classroom is too much for me.
yeah, but I hear you. I hear you, man.
Because I've never been into
So, yeah, and that's okay. This
pandemic stuff.
this story here was of a school and a magical school.
We even did preschool.
Yeah.
Pandemic started.
I hear you. I know. But you know what? This story here was of a school. And like I said, I think it's a magical school because, man, would I love to go to that school or send my kids to this school. But guess what? I feel like that when I come here. And I hope that my kids feel like that when they come here. And I hope that all of you feel like that when you come here. Because that's right, because you are all welcome here. So thank you. All right, we are going to head down to, kids, we are going to head down to our classrooms.
This is about time for some announcements, so I'm not sure if anybody has any they'd like to bring forward now.
Morning, Marie Laurie, Social Justice. I have a very quick one. As we finish cleaning out our closets this week and next week, I also have a specific ask, and I know my audience probably all just left, but one of the families moving into the new flats from Freedom House has a baby. We have a crib, but we need sheets. Used sheets are fine, so if anybody has crib sheets or knows someone who does, we could use those. Thanks.
Good morning, I'm Joan McGlincy with Social Justice, and I have a show and tell this morning. I think I mentioned this a couple of weeks ago. Children's Hospital, the Ronald McDonald House, has a fundraiser where they collect these and they turn them over to a smelter who reuses them, so it's good for the environment. But there, my cat Bill said I could bring one of his cans in to show you. So it's a matter, and it does take a little twisting. You might have to have a little pair of pliers. Twist them off. We have a jug for you down the basement, and this will be ongoing. So it's free, and it helps the environment, and I hope you'll twist. Thank you.
Hi, Jim Tedesco for Building and Grounds, and us and Ari and the minister have done a lot of weeding out. I mentioned this last week and week before. It's still all set up in tables in Adams Hall. So when you come down to coffee hour, as you're drinking your coffee, please peruse all the stuff that you now have room for after you're cleaning out. We need to get rid of it all. Whatever doesn't go is going to be donated. So if you see anything that interests you, it's all free. Take it. Thank you.
Well, membership has not done any sort of off-campus things in a while, so we're going to do one February 17th, Saturday night. We're going to go to the Bridgeford Theater, and which has the Oregon. The movie is Casablanca, and before that, we're going to Scotty Simpson's Fish and Chips, which the Rorks say is the best fish and chips this side of the Atlantic Ocean, I think. So it's a dive, and it's fantastic food. There will be information in the e-blast, and hope to see a lot of you there.
Yes, thanks everyone for your announcements. And like Tom mentioned, a lot of announcements are actually on the website or in the weekly emails that are sent out. So please see those for some additional or more information about the announcements. If everybody could please join me in reciting our UUCF mission. It's on I believe, the second page of your order of service. We seek answers everywhere, include everyone, and live with compassion. Some of you may remember Kiana Dene from our all-congregation New Year Kick and Leadership Retreat. Kiana, she, her, is a UU ministerial aspirant and a student at Star King School for the Ministry. In June, she started as the resident for the Mid-America region. Her approach to ministry centers on community capacity building, principled conflict resolution, and advocating for system change that is rooted in relationships and connections. So please welcome Kiana Dene.
Good morning, good morning. Oh, that was, y'all. I know you can do better. Good morning. Thank you for entertaining that. I'm gonna move this. You're looking for this, it's right here. So you read something and I realized I just had a revelation I want to share with y'all. I used to be, still feels good to say, I used to be a ministerial aspirant. But on Thursday, I got a little email that says, you are now a candidate. So I am one step closer to, in the process of ministerial formation. Trust, it is a process. I want to deepen our time together this morning. So I'm going to lead us in, I'm going to read some meditative words, and then we're going to have 3 minutes of silence, and you can use that however you feel moved. I will ring the bell when the 3 minutes is up. These words are from this amazing book called Wild Mercy by Maribel Starr, and I've adapted them a little bit for this situation. The world is burning. And if we are to have any hope of dousing the flames, we need to find ways to resource ourselves and each other. As it turns out, to awaken mostly means to live with compassion and wisdom, resting in our interconnected ways of being, recognizing the truth of suffering and dedicating ourselves to alleviating it wherever we encounter it. We are not waiting for some powerful, supernatural, perfected presence to come along and save us. Instead, we look to one another with all of our imperfections, vulnerabilities, our mixed messages and hidden agendas and humanity, and choose to focus on our startling, gorgeous, ferocious, honest wisdom, because we know that connection is liberation, and that when we see it, we cultivate it. We enter 3 minutes of silence together as a community. That was actually just powerful and beautiful. Thank you. Oh, friends. So, you know my name, and you know some of the work that I do. Some of you I got to meet, which was a blessing back in the early fall. The resident just means like a fancy intern, because I've already done my internship, but I get to keep doing internships, so I get to keep learning. But today I get to be a student minister, which is a pleasure. As I go door to door, pillar to post in this work, you come into a building and everything's a little bit different. And so I may not make as much eye contact today because everything's right here, So please know that it's not intentional. Also, I have on bifocals, and there's this little line in there, and if you look too short under that, it's like you don't have on glasses at all. So those of you with that particular thing know where that line is, you know what I'm talking about. So let's be radical in our listening today, because radical in our eye contact may not be as abundant. Before we move deeper, I need to call my ancestors, comrades, and I need to call my comrades, elders, and ancestors into this space, making it a temporary home, making it holy. Let us begin. What energy, curiosity, and vulnerability do you bring to covenant, church, community, and collective liberation? Is it radical beyond optics? Is it value and principle aligned? Does it place love at the center? I wonder if you can recall the first time you attended this church. Do you know who the minister was? Do you know what songs you all sang that day? Do you know who greeted you? Do you know who spoke that day, or anybody who spoke to you? What made you come back? What made you make this your beloved community? I believe that first intense, sensitive meetings are iceberg moments, meaning that what we see on the surface is small, but everything underneath is super big. It's kind of like a TARDIS if you are Doctor Who inclined. A great iceberg example is the process of me coming here as a guest in your pulpit. I mean, it might seem really simple. Someone asked, I said yes, emails were exchanged, bam, I'm here. Oh, how I wish it was that easy. I won't share the gnat's eyebrow details of the process, but I want to honor the multiple steps, tasks, and energy that take place in between the ask and the I am here. I know for sure that everyone who made today possible was and is moving with deep care and consideration, with a focus on creating a dynamic spiritual experience for all. Our planning on an individual level and as a collective Sunday service team required that we bring our skills, energy, curiosity, and vulnerability to the planning table. It worked in part because we all arrived with a willingness to let go of what we knew and lean in to the unknowable. So you might be asking, how does any of this relate, translate, connect to this concept of radical welcome? Friends, I believe that radical welcome is a moment of sacred alchemy, bringing together elements of faith, ritual, fellowship, and humility. I would even go so far as to say that radical welcome is spiritual hospitality. Sunday service is where we get to see the magic of radical welcome come alive. Let's explore the iceberg equation of radical welcome that exists underneath a simple Sunday service. Let's consider the vulnerability. Let's consider the magic of curiosity that the visitor brings. The person has to make a conscious effort to seek out a liberal faith community whose values match their own. Next, they will probably spend time on the internet looking at the staff, the music programs, social justice connections, information on families, Black, Indigenous, and the experiences of people of the global majority in your community, as well as how your community interacts, works, does everything around GLBTQ folks. Then, on one brave Sunday morning, they rally the energy they need and arrive full of humility and vulnerability. The equation of radical welcome requires more than a visitor. Let's consider the elements that the church brings to the recipe. The church must be living in its covenants, the ones made among each other and the ones made from building to building across our denomination. Because covenant is both a binding agent and a healing balm of our Unitarian Universalist faith. The church must be living their values. This will most likely take the form of a deep, ongoing commitment to be as an active verb, to be in relationship with each other, working towards social justice and liberation on a local, regional, and national level. The church must be living into the aspirations of accessibility. And some of those efforts can look like mobility ramps, no-arm seating, hearing assistance devices, large print orders of service, and single-person bathrooms. I want to pause here to highlight two critical points. First, the presentation, cleanliness, and maintenance of our church buildings falls on folks who are often invisible, but they are critical. In this building, that happens to be a friend named Dave. Do you all know Dave's work? We know Dave's work, and we know when Dave doesn't do his work, right? When we come around that corner and it's not plowed, where's Dave? If something's wrong in the bathroom, where's Dave? The reality is that we need Dave, and sometimes him and folks just like him are invisible. I want to call their efforts and thank Dave and folks like him for their time and their generosity to make our spaces what they are. Next, our efforts regarding accessibility and diversity have to be more than performative. Closing our gaps of accessibility and our sense of diversity will require deep listening to the needs of everyone who is already gathered and the willingness to change again and again and again until everyone who wants to be in the room can join in. The commitment to being accessible and to truly being diverse is one of the ways that we live our principles and our values. All right, so thank you for that detour. But we've arrived at the Sunday morning where the vulnerable visitor and the dedicated work of the Sunday service team finally get to intersect. Here is where we learn that radical welcome is not the BLM sign out front. It is not the sermon delivered. It is not the hymn sung, and it is not the litany of social justice opportunities folks can engage in over the week. Friends, I would argue that radical welcome has nothing to do with the status of the doors, whether they are locked or unlocked. But actually, radical welcome has everything to do with our hearts and their status. Are they open or are they closed? Because radical welcome is a moment of sacred alchemy, bringing together elements of faith, ritual, fellowship, and humility. Radical welcome is spiritual hospitality. Sunday service and radical welcome. When the chalice is lit, we enter into the sacred, and this sanctuary becomes a brave and safe place where folks can take off the armor that's required in a world on fire. In fact, Sunday service becomes a place where we can all rest and recommit to the work of collective liberation for one more week. Sunday service and radical welcome create spiritual hospitality. I think, in the most beautiful way, it is a spiritual form of call and response. The call is a very simple question to all that are gathered. Are you open to be transformed? And the response is always, yes, I am. Yes, we are. And I'd like to step into a space of spiritual imagination for a second. I can't help but wonder what would be possible if we brought our understanding of spiritual hospitality, or in other words, our willingness to be transformed. What if we brought that to every Sunday service, every business meeting, every choir practice, volunteer ask, stewardship campaign, social justice witness? What would our UU spaces look like if we all arrived with a willingness to let go of what we know and step into the unknowable? As we start this new calendar year in a steady and rapid changing world, we have to consider what energy, curiosity, and vulnerability we bring to covenant, church, community, and collective liberation. To ask ourselves, am I being radical beyond optics? And by that, I really do mean, did I just click the like button? Or did I click the like button and then click the link and give the money without asking why they need it? The fact that my community was in need should be enough, right? Did I put the sticker on my car, but I don't follow through, right? Are you moving in ways that are value and principle aligned? Are you moving in ways that affirm your core beliefs, whether it's on Sunday morning or Wednesday night at the gas station when the person in front of you needs another dollar or another quarter? Do you freely give your cart back at Aldi's to somebody else who forgot a quarter because they've never shopped there and they didn't know? Those are the moments that we get to step into. We get to ask, does my faith place love at the center? Has Unitarian Universalism ever asked you to do anything but love? Has it asked you to shift what you know to be love to anywhere else but your head, your hands, and your heart? I did that backwards, but I think you tracked. Dear friends, I hope that each time you are asked, are you open to giving, receiving, and engaging in spiritual hospitality and transformation, that your spirit responds with a joyful, yes, I am, yes, we are. As I close this reflection, I want to do some I added this part this morning, so I hope it works out. So as we close, I want to do some real-time spiritual call and response. So I think we should practice before we do it the big time. Woo, I'm excited because I love spiritual hospitality. Actually, I had a revelation when I was driving. I get to pause just for a second because I got 20 minutes and I haven't used them all, right? But I want to tell you about a real-time act of spiritual hospitality I experienced 2 days ago. And it's still bothering me because I got to follow up when I get home because it's my values, right? I left my shovel outside because I don't care who uses it. So the other day it kind of rains and my walkway was just full of ice and snow. So I see my neighbor outside and he's using my shovel. Great, I don't got no issue. But I want to tell you about my neighbor. He's from Lebanon. I live in an apartment complex and there's 3 or 4 families. They all know each other. I don't know who lives next door to me, but he does. We've talked outside before, and he knew my roommate before she passed away. And so sometimes I come home and I'll find fresh herbs or tomatoes on my porch because they all garden together. So he still leaves me stuff. And he says, he didn't say anything to me this time. So I kept hearing this scraping noise, and I'd go look, and he'd be in the parking lot. And I'd look on my stairs, I don't see him. I opened my door, y'all, and there was a thing of ice about this thick, a nice good square of it, gone. He totally shoveled for me. He didn't tell me. He didn't ask. So I've seen him drink a lot of coffee. So I went to Starbucks and I got him a gift card, and I haven't had a chance to see him again. But he didn't have to do that. He did that because he wanted to. And I'm thanking him because it's part of my values and it's part of my spirit to make sure that he understands I saw him, I appreciate him, and that we are neighbors. He did it on his own. I'm responding on my own. Nobody's making me do anything. But I'm struggling. When I left the house, I said, I didn't drop off that gift card yet. Just because I bought it, I didn't finish up, right? The purchase wasn't the end goal. The giving it to him and letting him know I value him is the end goal. So let's practice this spiritual hospitality. It's an opportunity for us to answer the call. So let's practice once. You all say, yes, I am. Yes, we are. How about that? Try that. Go ahead. Yes, I am. Yes, we are. Right. And the reason why we say both, I want to just sidebar again because I love a good sidebar, is the reality is that we do not do this alone. And if all we say is, I'm ready to be transformed, then we have not considered the fact that we are not singular. We are a collective always. We have individual responsibility and collective responsibility. And if I say I'm going to do it on my own, it means I haven't considered how many friends I have, how much resource and support I have when we're all together. So saying it, I am ready, isn't enough. We have to be ready. So friends, As we come to the close, as we've done all of my mental little sidebars and detours, I want to ask you with my whole heart, are you open to giving, receiving, and engaging in radical welcome, transformation, and spiritual hospitality? Ashe, Amen, and Shalom.
A perfect heart is one that has known love and loss, joy and sorrow. The perfect heart is one that has been shared. As joys and sorrows of our community are shared, please direct your energy, prayers, and meditations as a gift of compassion and strength. Candles for the intentions that rest in the silent sanctuary of our hearts, one for the joys, one for the sorrows, and one for the strength of the gathered community that can support you and bring you peace. The offering will now be given and received in grateful appreciation of our shared hopes and values.
Step into the moment, let yourself free now. All you need is loving, you find your way. All you need is a little bit of love inside of you. Carry it like a light, I say. And this love will carry you through. All you need is love. 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 So lay down your worries. Just take the time to stay with me. If you just breathe for a moment, then let go and release. I don't know what I know. All I know is you need a bit of love to get you. I don't know what I know. All I know is you need a bit of love to get you. I don't know what I know. All I know is you need a bit of love to get you. I don't know what I know. All I know is you need a bit of love to make it through. I don't know what I know. All I know is you need a bit of love to get you. I don't know what I know. All I know is you need a bit of love to get you. All you need is.
Thank you, Diana. Please rise as you are willing and able for our hymn from the Teal Hymnal, number 1014, Answering the Call of Love.
It's actually standing on the side of love, so.
Is blessed and made whole. The
Friends, our time together is coming to a close, but what a gift to be with each other. I can admit that every Sunday I preach, I don't always get my spiritual cup filled, but today I feel very... It's with excitement that I get to read these words by Margaret Weiss. The church has left the building. The church is not a place, it is a people. The church is not only the steeple above the tree-lined streets and cars. Rather, it is a people proclaiming to the world that we are here for the work of healing and of justice. The church is not walls built of stone upon stone, held together by a martyr, but rather person, linked with person of all ages and genders and abilities. A community built on the foundation of reason, faith, and love. The church is not just a set of doors open on Sunday morning, but the commitment day after day and moment after moment of our hearts creaking open the doors of welcome to the possibility of a new experience and radical welcome. The church is not simply a building, a steeple, or a pew. The church is the gathering together of the people and experiences and fear and love and hope that is in our resilient hearts. Gathering however we can to say to the world, we welcome, come in, lay down your heartache, and pick up hope and love. For the church is us, each and every one of us together, a beacon of hope to the world that needs it so badly. Thank you.